The mother-in-law swapped the baby. Why did the family turn down millions? My mother-in-law, Martha, sat across from me in the sterile hospital room, a picture of grandmotherly pride. As she held my newborn son, Leo, a strange glint in her eyes sent a shiver down my spine. "He's perfect, Clara," she'd cooed, her grip a little too tight. "Just like my Robert." My husband, Robert, just smiled, oblivious. But I knew something was wrong. There was a primal, gut-level feeling that mothers get. The way Martha looked at Leo, it wasn't love. It was possession. 2 days later, we were home. The house was filled with flowers and balloons, but an undercurrent of tension spoiled the celebration. Martha was always there, hovering. She'd snatch Leo from my arms the moment he cried, whispering to him in a low voice I couldn't quite hear. "You need your rest, dear," she'd say to me, her smile never reaching her eyes. Robert saw her as a doting grandmother, a helpful presence. I saw a vulture circling. 2. I started noticing little things. A tiny birthmark on Leo's shoulders seemed to have vanished. His cry sounded different, I told Robert, but he brushed it off. "You're just tired, honey." New mum anxiety. But I wasn't anxious. I was terrified. One afternoon, while Martha was supposedly napping with the baby, I crept into the nursery. The room was empty. Panic seized me. I raced through the house, my heart pounding against my ribs. I found them in the guest room. Martha was holding a baby, but it wasn't Leo. This baby was slightly smaller, his hair a shade lighter. My Leo was in the bassinet next to her, sleeping soundly. My blood ran cold. She was holding another child. "Martha, who is that?" My voice was barely a whisper. She looked up, her expression hardening. "This is Daniel," she said calmly. "My real grandson." The world tilted on its axis. Martha confessed everything, her words a torrent of long-held resentment. She'd never approved of me. She believed I wasn't good enough for her son, that my inferior genes would taint her perfect family line. So, she hatched a plan. She found a desperate young woman at the same hospital, a single mother with no resources, and paid her off. The night before we were discharged, she'd snuck into the nursery and swapped the babies. Daniel was the child of a wealthy family friend who secretly put him up for a dog tuner. Baby with the right pedigree in Martha's twisted mind. Leo was the baby she'd bought, the one she intended to raise as a stranger. Robert was shattered. The woman he'd revered his entire life was a monster. The police were called, and the story exploded. It was a media frenzy. Our quiet suburban life became a circus of news vans and reporters. And then came the offer. Daniel's biological parents, a reclusive billionaire couple, had been tracked down, racked with guilt and desperate to avoid a public scandal. They offered us a staggering sum of money, $10 million, to keep quiet, to let them have their son back without a fuss, and to raise Leo as our own. Think about it, Clara Roberts' lawyer urged. You could give Leo a life of incredible privilege. You'd never have to worry about anything again. $10 million. 2. It was a number so large it felt unreal. We could travel the world, buy our dream home, set up a future so secure it was bulletproof. Robert and I sat in silence for a long time that night, the weight of the offer pressing down on us. We looked at the 2 bassinets in our living room. In one was Daniel, the boy with the perfect lineage. The other was Leo, the boy my mother-in-law had deemed unworthy. He was the baby I had held, fed, and loved for weeks, believing he was mine. The baby whose phantom birthmark I had memorized. My son. The next morning, we called the lawyer. We turned down the money. All of it. The world was stunned. Why, Sue? The reporters screamed at us on our doorstep. Why would you turn down millions? Robert stepped forward, his arm wrapped tightly around me. He looked directly into the cameras, his voice shaking but firm. "'Cause you can't put a price on a child," he said. "And you can't buy a family." It wasn't about bloodlines or money. It was about love. Leo wasn't a consolation prize. He was our son. We had already bonded with him, loved him, and Daniel deserved his real parents, regardless of their wealth or secrecy. The legal battle was messy, and Martha went to prison. We faced public scrutiny and judgment. But in the end, we did the right thing. We formally adopted Leo. He is our joy, our light. The billionaire couple, humbled by our decision, set up a trust for Leo's birth mother, giving her the support she needed. They remain a distant, but grateful, part of Daniel's life. Sometimes, I look at Leo and think about the $10 million. But then, he smiles, a wide, gummy grin that lights up his whole face. I know, with every fiber of my being, that we are the richest family in the world. True wealth isn't found in a bank account. It's in the love you give, the integrity you uphold, and the family you choose.